Hello friends, here I am Kirandeep Garg. Today we discuss the fourth chapter of PPB. Basically this is the part 2 of our fourth lecture. The name of the chapter is Money Market Instruments. In the last lecture we have discussed regarding certificate of deposit, commercial paper and some important points regarding the borrowing limits. So this lecture is very important for us. In this lecture we have discussed regarding first of all treasury bill. This is one of the instrument of money market. Second is repo and reverse repo. Third topic is most important topic is interest rate swap. This topic takes 7 to 8 minutes. An important topic, also covers in CAIB. So let's start with the today's lecture. So here I am Kirandeep Garg from UGEM Shiksha Kendra, and our Facebook page is Aim to Achieve and Telegram group is JAIIB JAB UGEM. And for handwritten notes, more than 120 students till date get handwritten notes on our email ID ugem2493@gmail.com. So if you like our lecture, please subscribe our YouTube channel and please like the video also. And if you facing any problem, please comment in the comment section. And if you like the video, please subscribe our channel. So let's start with the today's lecture. First of all, we have to discuss treasury bills. What is the treasury bills? This is also one of the money market instrument. Money market instrument. So what is some specification in it? Basically, like all others, this is a short term. And one more specific, there are 3 types of treasury bills, mainly known as T-bills. T-bills, short form. Basically there are 3 types of treasury bills. One is for 91 days, other is for 182 days, basically multiple of 91, and next is multiple of 182 multiplied by 2, basically 364 days. So there are 3 types of treasury bill. So the maximum time period, if they ask, is 1 year. Not the maximum time period for treasury bill is 364 or 365 days. Mainly option comes among these two, 364 or 365. So answer, if both comes, then we have to take is 364 days. So these are the 3 types of treasury bills. And after that we have to discuss who can issue these bills. Who can issue T-bills? Basically one important point in this, who can issue? Few institutions like state government and Central Bank of Nepal. This is important. Central Bank of Nepal can also issue treasury bills. Basically all these treasury bills are issued at discount. Basically all these treasury bills are issued at discount and redeemed at par value. Like example, if treasury bill like it's issue at 85 and its par value is 100. So what basically what the person can get, basically difference is 50. This is the benefit. So there is no any interest rate. Basically the difference between the issue price and the par value representing the return. Basically what is the return here is 15 rupees. If here we take this example like, So return is 15 rupees. So what is the return? Return is basically the difference between the par value and the issue price. So next is repo and reverse repo. Basically we have known that repo rate and reverse repo rate, this is same. Here we discuss little bit logical value. So repo basically means selling of security. In general term, repo rate basically at which banks, in simple language, banks lend money to RBI basically, or to sell money to RBI. So basically this is selling of security with agreement to repurchase, basically to repurchase the same securities at a future date for a determined price. Basically initially it means the selling of the security with agreement. Basically they have signed an agreement that they repurchase the securities at a future date for a determined price. Already the price and time is discussed. Basically this is the repo. And reverse repo basically opposite, the rate at which security will be repurchased. Say at the rate at which securities will be repurchased in the second leg, or basically in the second step of repo. This is known as reverse repo. So these are the two terms, repo and reverse repo basically, and both are counterpart to each other. There are some more points regarding this, all are mentioned in our notes. As these points are not that much important, that's why I am not discussing here. So after that, interest rate swap. This is the most important topic. First of all, we have discussed what is the definition of interest rate swap. After that, we have discussed in detail with the example. So basically interest rate swap, this is a, in simple term, this is a fixed for general words floating interest rate swap. This is a fixed for floating interest rate swap. So what is the meaning of this? This is a fixed for floating interest rate swap. This we have to understand after the example discussion. First of all, we have to discuss what is the definition. Basically interest rate swap, it is a contractual agreement. It is a contractual agreement between two companies or two parties. So interest rate swap, it is an agreement between two parties under which, basically what is that, under which each agree to make periodic payment, to other for an agreed period. Basically each of them agrees to pay periodic payment to each other for an agreed period of time based upon, this is important, based upon notional amount of principal. This notional amount of principal is always fixed. So this is important. Notional amount of principal. Basically principal or notional amount of principal is never exchanged. One more point, this is never exchanged. We have discussed what is that. Notional amount of principal is never exchanged, but it is required to calculate interest. To calculate cash amount, or basically to calculate cash amount that will be periodically exchanged. So notional amount of principal is never exchanged, but it is requirement to calculate the cash amount that will be exchanged. So let's understand how will this work. So basically we have two parties. Like here we have lender, here we have one company. This is lender 1, this is company 1. Lender 1 basically lends 1 crore to company 1. Lender 1 basically lends 1 crore to company 1. At which rate? Basically MIBOR plus 2%. MIBOR is basically Mumbai Interbank Offered Rate. This rate is fluctuating, and after that there is one more company, C2. This company also take money from lender 2, and they have also take 1 crore, but on the fixed interest. So here 1 crore is notional amount of principal. Here 1 crore is notional amount of principal, and this is the exchange rate. MIBOR plus 2%. Here MIBOR, here not MIBOR, here is 11% fixed. So both these companies want to exchange their interest rates, basically like floating and fixed. Company A fears that MIBOR sometimes high, sometimes low, and on the other hand company C2 basically wants to take profit from the fluctuation. So company C2 wants any company which takes his fixed interest rate and gives his fluctuating interest rate. So both of them contact to the swap bank. They helps, basically this is also one party. This helps in exchanging their interest rates. So both of them goes, and this decision this bank helps to. Swap bank give information regarding C1 and C2 to each other. So now what they can do, basically C2 can give, they have decided some conditions like that. Company C2 gives MIBOR, company C2, basically company C2 wants profit from the fluctuation, so they adopt their interest rate, and what they decided, MIBOR plus 1%. Every time when the MIBOR is declared, company C2 give that much amount, MIBOR plus 1%, and company C1 10%, basically less than that, 10% on 1 crore. This is fixed. C1 to C2 10%, basically they want fixed interest rate, they want floating. So now they have both exchanged their interest rate, and how this benefits, let's understand. Like here we have taken some periodic schedule. This is 0 year, this is 1 year, this is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Here we have taken 3 to 4 years. In the first year, MIBOR is equal to 8%. So in the first year, MIBOR is equal to 8%. So how much amount A gives to B? Basically A gives to B fixed 10% on notional principal. Notional principal is 1 crore. So how much amount A gives to B? 10 lakh. And how much amount B gives to A? Basically MIBOR plus 1%, MIBOR is 8 plus 1, 9%, 9% of 1 crore, basically 9 lakh. So B gives to A 9 lakh. So net how much A gives to B? 1 lakh. Who A gives to B. This is in the first step. So take one more, 1 to 2. On 1 to 2 years MIBOR is 10%. This is the second. Here we have discussed. In 1 to year MIBOR is 10%. So how much amount A gives to B? A gives to B always fixed 10 lakh. And how much amount B gives to A? B gives to A basically MIBOR plus 1%. 10 plus 1 11%. So basically B gives to A 11 lakh. So how much A gets? A basically receives 1 lakh extra from B. So how this basically interest rate swap help? So let's discuss here. A basically pays in first year pays 1 lakh to B, and how much they have to pay to the lender? Basically MIBOR plus 2%, 10 lakh, because they have to pay to the lender basically MIBOR plus 2%, but basically they have changed between them, not among the lenders. So basically they have to pay in the first step 1 lakh to B, and how much to lender? A to lender 10 lakh. So total A pays 11 lakh. On the other hand, how much B? Basically B have to pay to lender 11 lakh, but they receive 1 lakh from A. Basically B receives 1 lakh from A as here mentions. So net B pay 10 lakh. So here B gets benefit. In the another case, here A basically A pays, here also A pays to lender basically MIBOR plus 2, basically 12 lakh, because MIBOR is 10, but A gets 1 lakh from B also. So net A pays 11 lakh. So here A becomes fixed, here is 11, here is also 11. On the other hand, what B pays 11%, so B basically to lender to 11 lakh, and B also pays 1 lakh to B also pays 1 lakh to A. So net B pays 12 lakh. So here for B this is floating, and for A it is to be fixed. So this is the basically interest, basically this is the exchange of interest rate. This is known as interest rate swap. So hope you have get it. Basically 1 crore is the notional principal. This is the rate for A. If change the color, not an issue. This is the rate for A. This is the rate for B, basically lender 2, company 2. This is the for company 1 or lender 1. They have goes to the swap bank to exchange their interest rate so that they can benefit. So here basically two types of person, basically company C1 and C2, both their thinking is different. So in this basically we have two types of customer. One is speculator, like company C2 is speculator. How? Because they can get profit from the fluctuation, because they want the profit from the fluctuation. On the other hand, company C1 is hedger. How? Because they want to reduce the risk. These both words are important. Speculator because company C2 wants profit from the fluctuation. On the other hand, company C1, this is not G, this is C1. C1 is a hedger because hedger means basically to the reduce risk. So in this lecture we have discussed some important points like treasury bills, repo and reverse repo, and interest rate swap. In the next, basically this lecture chapter takes 2 more parts because this is important chapter. In coming chapter, this chapter plays an important role. So in the next chapter we have discussed regarding FEMA and foreign exchange policy, how these are included in the money market instruments, and what is the role in this in the money market. So thank you for this lecture. If you like the video, please subscribe our YouTube channel and share with your friends. For notes, you can mail our email ID which is mentioned in the first slide. Thank you.